everybody, this is Scary Bear, and today we'll be counting down the top 10 Mario Kart Wii's retro tracks. Yes, the first Mario Kart game that I played. Today we're going to be ranking down the retro tracks of it. So let's get straight into it. And the most infamous track in Mario Kart history has somehow made it onto this list. Don't even ask me how, it just did. Also, don't even ask me how Airship Fortress managed to win the face-off video when it should have been SNES Rainbow Road. But anyway, that's aside the point. Sherbet Land, it's kind of an interesting track. It's overall quite a hated track. I do sort of understand the reason why people do hate the track because of the ice physics and those annoying penguins, but the music is so cool. I love the music of N64 Sherbet Land, and it's just the music alone that just about makes it onto this list. And also, I love the island with the big penguin on the little island. I wonder if you can actually drive on that island. Well, it'll probably be out of bounds, you probably just clip straight through it. But anyway, that's besides the point. Mario Raceway is another track that is pretty boring. Mario Kart Wii didn't really do that much to change these two tracks to make them fun either. I mean, if we look at Mario Kart 8's remake of GBA Mario Circuit, Nintendo really improved that track by adding in the anti-gravity and the awesome music. I wish it was the same for this, but it just wasn't. Let's move on. Again, N64 DK Jungle Parkway, another track that I find barren and empty. Well, at least the N64 version was. In fact, the N64 version was so barren it didn't even make it to that list. However, I feel that the Mario Kart Wii's remake is a lot better. For starters, the water is colorized, so it's like this yellowy, orangey colour, which is a nice touch. The original version, it was just normal blue watercolour. Also, you can no longer drive through the cruise ship, which I'm pretty sure was a glitch in the original Mario Kart 64 version. Nevertheless, number 8, DK Jungle Parkway, nothing much to it. And here's the good version of Shy Guy Beach. If you watch my Mario Kart Super Circuit video, I kind of didn't really like the Shy Guy Beach. I loved the music, but the actual track I just found a bit barren. Anyway, I loved the pirate ship that shoots cannonballs that explode on the track. That was a very nice touch. Shame the Mario Kart Super Circuit version didn't have that, but oh well, we can't have everything, I suppose. Also, you can trick off the jumps, which makes it much better. The only thing that knocks this track down is the music. Like I said, I love the music in the original version. It's one of the only things I liked about that track, actually. Because the retro fuzz has been toned down a little bit in the remake and it's made much quieter. Shame. It could have been the perfect improvement. Although apart from that, it is still a pretty good improvement. It is much better than the original, which is why I'm ranking it as number 7. The only SNES track to appear on this list. SNES Mario Circuit 3 is, just like 90% of all the other Super Mario Kart tracks, underrated. Although the difficulty of this track has reduced a lot compared to the original, since Nintendo had to widen the tracks by force due to the fact that Mario Kart Wii has 12 races on the track instead of 8 like it did in the original SNES. Nevertheless, the nostalgic charm of the Super Nintendo is still there, which is the reason why I'm putting it in 6th place. Arguably, I prefer this version to the original Mario Kart Double Dash version. For 2 reasons. Number 1, the half pipes, which adds a little bit more depth to the track, and also the piranha parts look more realistic, because in the Double Dash version they looked kind of plasticky and a bit two-dimensional, if you know what I mean. The awesome, exhilarating atmosphere, however, is still there from the original. So what have I said about this track in the Double Dash version still applies here, since hardly anything has changed. Well, in the remake, apart from the half pipes and to do tricks, of course. But apart from that, it's still pretty much the same cool Waluigi Stadium. This is just like the original, only so much better. For starters, the graphics are a lot better. The controls aren't so slippery, and also most importantly, they kept the random thwomp that's locked up in jail for some reason. This version feels a lot more polished and refined than the original, which is cool. I also love the gigantic lava spouts near the end of the track, that was a nice touch. This probably is the most improved track in Mario Kart Wii. Nintendo did a very good job in fixing some of the problems in the original N64 version, and for that reason alone it was going to get 4th place. Number 4, N64 Bowser Castle. And Peach Garden returns! With the multi-moles, the guard chain chomps, and everything. Since almost nothing has been changed about this track, I don't really need to say that much about it. Apart from it's still fun, it's amusing, and the DS vibe is definitely still there. So it's going to get 3rd place. Number 3, DS Peach Gardens. Wow, what an improvement, Nintendo. For starters, the thunder and lightning in the background looks even better than they did in the original. Also, Nintendo added in a shortcut which you can do as well. But the main improvement is the music. The electric guitar and the bass guitar are nothing short of amazing. It seemed like whoever was playing those instruments really enjoyed what they were playing. As well as modernising the music also somehow at the same time kept the retro vibe to it, by adding in the retro fuzz after the first motif. This track is amazing in the original, but it's even better in the remake. This is quite an underrated track, and it deserves a lot more love than it gets, because this track is nothing short of a masterpiece. However, number one is much better. Yes! The classic early modern period marketplace is back. Yes! DS Delfino Square only got 2nd place in my top 10 Mario Kart DS tracks. But for this list, it gets number 1 hands down, no questions asked. I used to like the DS version better than the Wii's version, but now I much prefer the Wii's remake. At the end, with the ramp that consistently rises and falls. Also, the funny Statue of Liberty is still there. Well, Nintendo's version of it anyway. Also, the music is better, because it sounds slightly more refined and more cleaner than it did in the DS version. Delfino Square is definitely a track to be desired. I would never thought that a track based off a marketplace from the 1500s to 1750s would be my favourite retro track in Mario Kart Wii. But sometimes, if you have the correct execution, then any themed track will be brilliant. Look at TikTok Clock, for example. And the Nintendo 100% nailed the execution of this legendary track. That's it, DS Delfino Square. You truly do deserve to be in the Retro Track Face-Off video, and I'll look forward to seeing where you would compete against the other tracks. So DS Delfino Square is number 1, so we'll be in the Retro Track Face-Off video with N64 Land. And I don't know about you, but I'm actually really looking forward to seeing how Delfino Square does. So anyway, thank you all for watching, and please subscribe and like the video. I shall see you all next week for some more Scary Pair videos. Until then, I hope you all enjoyed it. Please like the video if you enjoyed it or agreed with my pick, and subscribe if you haven't already. I shall see you all next week. Goodbye.